What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm going to be working on the last part to the bed rack for the rooftop tent today, and that is going to be making the lifting feature for this, which for that I'm going to be using a linear actuator. So all you will have to do is flip a switch, and then it will raise it with the linear actuator, and then you flip a switch and it will lower it. I know it's kind of over the top, but I like doing things over the top and a little bit unique, so that's what we're doing today. And this is about the area... Oh boy, get this straightened out here. This is about where I'm going to put it, is somewhere in there like that. All right, so I'm kind of motating along here and forgetting to film, but this is going to be the lower part that is kind of spring tension, and then the linear actuator will bolt to this, and then this collar will clamp on the bolt, and then when you press it down to lower it, it will spring up like that. I'll show you guys a little bit better once it is all set up. I'll probably do some bracing on that, but that is the lower part so far. And then over here, I'm working on the other end of the actuator, which is just a couple tabs to cut down, then this, and that will slide into the rail that is already on it. So this is kind of how the linear actuator is going to sit in here. We have our bracket up top here that connects to the tent itself. And then down here on the bottom is my spring-loaded setup. And what I was originally going to do was a piece of tubing that came off the main rack that went down to that piece. But I think what I'm going to do now is make a separate piece that bolts to the bed and is not attached to the rack. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some metal for that, tack it all up, and see how it's going to fit. Alright, well, I had to ditch the old bracket setup, which kind of sucks. Put quite a bit of time into that, but this is the new piece that mounts to the bed as well as the toolbox. I will show you guys that more once I have it painted and put back in there. And then this kind of sits in there and pivots with a spring. Show you guys more of that later once that's back together. Been working on getting the rack completely finish welded. It is all done right now. The only thing I have left to do is a couple tabs for the bed lights as well as the CB antenna. All right, there she is, all painted up. Got the brackets for the tent painted up over there, and then the bracket that goes to the linear actuator painted there. So I'm gonna get this cleaned out a little bit and start putting the bracket on the box and the floor, and then I can toss the rack in and put the tent up. All right guys, I got the rack completely finished. It is back in the Tacoma. Got the tent mounted down. I still have my bolts a little bit longer here just in case I want to add a spacer to raise it, but I don't think I will. So I got that all bolted down, the end caps put on. The actuator is fully wired. I've got that wired up to right here, and then that runs from there down in through the cab to a switch that I have on the inside here. That is just sitting down there. So you can switch that and that will raise and lower it. Other than that, I think it turned out nice. I got some stainless steel hardware here. It's a little dirty. I've been driving around with this on the past couple days and it has been working very well. Haven't had any issues. This little mount setup that I made is holding the tent down just fine. It is not rattling that I can notice. So that's pretty nice. So let's go ahead and set the camera up and I will show you guys how this thing raises up. Works pretty good. A little noisy, but not much you can do about that. It'd be neat if it was a little faster, but this will work just fine. And eventually I might put a different size actuator in there because it doesn't need to go quite this high, but I think it is a good height. So that's how it works. It has a limit switch in this when it raises to full extension, and then as well as when it collapses, it'll automatically shut it off. It also has a load sensor in there, so if it gets overloaded or hung up in any way, it will shut it off. It won't overload it in any sort. So yeah, now that that's all lifted up, you can open the box like such, and you can get easy access in there. If you have anything in here, you can access that as well. This will mainly be so I can get in and out of this for my air up stuff. Other than that, I won't really be in here. I'm not in here too often. It's just extra gear that I carry. So yeah, that's it raised up. And then you just go back in here, flip the switch, and it will start going down. Goes down a little bit faster because of the extra weight. Yeah, works good. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's definitely unique. I haven't seen anyone do this. I have seen others that make it to where you can raise and lower it, but it's just manually. I haven't seen anyone do it with an electric or a linear actuator, so that's kind of cool. It's probably a little bit over the top. Some of you guys will definitely make fun of it, but it's relatively easy to do, and I like doing different things like this, so that works out great, and I don't really care. I think it's neat and unique. So that is going to wrap up this video. Make sure to stay tuned for some upcoming videos on blackout. Been working hard on that, and I might do a walk around video of this tent, kind of show you guys a little bit more about it, since I haven't filmed really anything with the tent itself on these videos. So that's going to wrap this one up. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.